The event yesterday was held at Lakeside Park, and it was for our 60th anniversary mural unveiling. And the event itself was for the public, and the unveiling, we're welcoming our delegation who's traveled all the way from Fukuoka to come here in Oakland and help us celebrate this relationship we have with one another.
And today we're here at Reinhardt Redwood Regional Park, and we're having the delegation here to, number one, introduce them to the redwoods that are in the East Bay, and give them a little history, cultural talk, and give them the opportunity to walk in nature.
いつも大体スーツとネクタイが多いんですけれども、今日はこういう服を着てですね、そしてその地域が誇る自然に触れることができるという体験を、思いっきり今日は楽しみたいと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
We've talked about how the redwood trees here in Redwood Park are secondary growth, tertiary growth. What does that mean exactly? That means that the original trees were cut down, and these trees that you see are their progeny. Even though the redwoods were cut down, here they are again. How is that possible? Because they have a tremendous ability to sprout. I always like to mention the scientific name, Sequoia sempervirens. Sempervirens. Semper is Latin for always, and virens means green. So always green or always living.
Do they traditionally have a deep root system, or is it more shallow?
They have a very shallow root system. Their roots do not go much deeper than 6 feet. You wonder how do they not fall over in huge wind events or huge storms? And it's because they have shallow roots, their roots intertwine. So they support one another.
It's like us from different nations, right? But because we interconnect our roots, so we become strong.
We are like redwoods.
We are like redwoods.
Something notable about Redwood Creek is that the rainbow trout was first described from a specimen that was taken here in this creek. So Dr. William P. Gibbons, who I mentioned before, he was one of the founders of the California Academy of Sciences. Someone brought him one of these fish. He had never seen anything like it before, and so he said, this is a new species. I'm going to describe it. He named it Salmo iridia, which is a perfect name. Salmo meaning it's in the salmon family, iridia meaning rainbow. Soon after, he found out that the species had already been described. It is a species that is all over the northern hemisphere, and it was already described in 1792 and given a different name, so he had to give up the name Salmo iridia. The name of the fish now is Oncorhynchus mycus.
In our mural, the rainbow.
Yes! The rainbow trout is in the mural that celebrates the 60th anniversary of friendship between, so it is very, very symbolic. Yes, yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that, JJ. Thank you so much. That's very important. The bark acts as an insulation for the tree. It insulates against insects damaging the wood. It's so thick. It also insulates against fire. Fire is a natural part of the ecology here in California. We have a lot of wildfires now, which are devastating. But fire was part of the normal ecology. Now because we don't allow fires to burn, ever, there's too much vegetation. And so when a fire starts, it's too big and too hot.
Well, the delegation and the mayor of Fukuoka were able to provide us with a lot of great information they're doing on tackling climate change, on generating renewable energy through things like hydrogen power, wind energy, and responses to some of the crises that are going on with global energy markets. I think we learned a lot. We were able to share a lot on Oakland's approach to these same challenges, and it's fascinating to see cities that are a world apart often deal with the exact same issues and yet have disparate but creative ways to solve these problems.
The city of Oakland participates in sending high school students to Japan and Fukuoka in particular, and the city also reciprocates by sending Japanese students here to learn and culturally change ideas. And I think that's an incredible way to broaden our perspective, to understand different cultures and bring us all together.
オークランドと福岡市は60周年という、姉妹都市のセレモニーを昨日行いました。そしてさまざまな他にも福岡は8つ全部で姉妹都市があるんですが、このように自然の中に入って、その地域の自然を感じるというようなアクティビティは今回が初めてです。
The redwoods you see here are what we call second and third growth. The original trees were cut down in the 1860s, but they've since regrown from the original roots, and so what you see is regrown, kind of a rebirth, and it's kind of like our relationships here, and especially after COVID.
We're just so pleased to have you, and as you said last night, this started for you at least 10 years ago, and it's 60 years now, so we have many more years to go. Thank you so much.